even bother with something like Bed Bath beyond trying to protect people from the inevitable meltdown? Simple. This crazy meme stock action is, like I said, bearish for the stock market. I think it's a big contributor to the abomination we had just today, at least for the walls. Now, we've been on a fabulous 2-month winning streak here, but whenever you see these marginal stocks soaring higher, thanks to engineered short squeezes like this, you know what that is? That's almost always a sign of a top. This is something I warned you about repeatedly last week. And sure enough, the averages got slammed on Friday and then took a huge beat down today. So tonight, I want to show my work. Because I know the connection might seem a little tenuous to you. Why would meme stock rallies signal that stocks are peaking? Because it's a textbook sign of fraud. It shows you the bulls are getting complacent and speculation is running rampant. So, let's just break down the numbers. Let me show you what I knew and tried to get you to realize, and my compadres, let's walk on the street, knew that I had gotten negative. Here we go. Just looking at GameStop, the original meme stock, we've seen 7 huge spikes in these things since January of last year. 7! We saw the NASDAQ pull back after 6 of these 7 meme stock rallies, and those 6 post-meme pullbacks averaged a 12% decline. The first meme stock explosion came in January of 2020 when the Wall Street Bets crowd realized they could bust the overconfident short sellers in GameStop and send the stock soaring. The NASDAQ then peaked in a few weeks later in mid-February, sinking 12.5% by early March. S&P pulled back 6% over the same period. NASDAQ has more speculation than the S&P. By the way, this also marked the top for all sorts of SPAC stocks and IPOs, many of which I have told you to sell, sell, sell. Next, there was another quick short squeeze in GameStop from March 5th to March 15th. Before the stock got clobbered again through the rest of the month. The NASDAQ dropped 6% from March 16th through March 25th. So these things are just a nightmare, okay? Now, fast forward to June of last year, we had another huge short squeeze in GameStop, and this one is the time where the rest of the market did just fine. We're looking at 7 meme stock moments here. Only 6 of them coincide with the averages peaking, but I think that's a pretty good record if you want to know what to sell. In late August, roughly a year ago, GameStop soared again for no discernible reason except the H wanted to push it higher. Less than a week after the stock peaked, the NASDAQ peaked too, and it ended up sinking 8% from early September through early October. You want to avoid these. These are terrible pullbacks, okay? More recently, last November, right before the bear market got rolling and all things speculative went out of style in the Wall Street fashion show, you know what happened? Well, from late October through mid-November, GameStop soared again, also with no real catalyst. This coincided almost exactly with the peak of the rest of the market. And sure enough, over the next month, the NASDAQ lost 8% of its value. If you want to be less charitable, this GameStop run was like the last gasp before the death of the bull market. How about 2022? Let's go there. The second half of March, after the Fed's first rate hike, we got a short-lived rally for stocks, especially growth stocks. This move also breathed new life into the meme stocks. GameStop surged 157% from March 14th to its highs on March 29th. This time there was at least a story, but the company announced an NFT marketplace and Lord and Savior Ryan Cohen buying 100,000 shares of the open market. But really, it was more meme stock squeeze chicanery again. Sure enough, the GameStop spike signaled another top. And from late March through the lows on May 20th, the NASDAQ lost nearly 25% of its value, with the S&P sinking almost 18%. Last one, in late May, GameStop rallied 44% over the course of 2 days, jumping from 22 to 32 before peaking at 38 on June 8th, right before the company reported earnings. Well, guess what? This was another bad sign. NASDAQ peaked on June 2nd and plunged 14% over the next 2 weeks, before bottoming on June 16th. S&P was down 13% over the same period. So look at this. January 21 down 12.5, March 21 only down 6, okay. June 20, no meaningful pullback, but then look at this, 7.9, 8.3, 24.2, 14. See a pattern? That's why I get nervous every time I see one of these meme stocks roaring like Bed Bath & Beyond or this. Like it's a clue. Now, why are these moves such ominous signs? I think there are two main reasons why things play out this way. First, when home gamers participate in these short squeezes, they inevitably get burned when the whole thing unravels, and that's exactly like we saw in Bed Bath & Beyond last week. And many of them give up on the whole asset class, which is what's so painful for me, because I want you to win, because it's such a great wealth builder. Second, and more important, when money managers see this kind of action, they tend to throw up their hands and step aside for a bit because they hate it when stocks can't be judged on the fundamentals, even if it's stocks that they don't really care about. In other words, these meme stock spikes make the hedge fund guys feel like the inmates are running the asylum. So they decide to take some profits and maybe go on vacation for a week. They don't want to know that HODL, H-O-D-L, means hold on for dear life. They just want to sell. Here's the bottom line. Next time you see one of these meme stocks roaring, I want you to ring the register because look at this. Look at this red. It's too coincidental not to be coincident. At this point, the Nasdaq's already down more than 6% from its highs last week. So in some ways, it's too late to sell, even as I expect more pain. Better to just buy as we get closer down 12%, where the pain has tended to stop. And remember, the froth is dying soon after the bubble gets burst, even if it is a Bed Bath & Beyond bubble. Tyler in California.